Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Boozer here. Hopefully you guys are having a great day, great start to your weekend, of course. In today's video, I want to go over what I feel is probably the most powerful free-to-play account in this game currently, maybe ever. And that's going to be my own account. I do feel it's probably the most powerful free-to-play, totally free-to-play, $0 spent in this game account that currently exists. I haven't seen anybody post anything or talk about anything remotely close in terms of overall strength. I'm not saying I'm the best free-to-play player. I'm saying that the account is the strongest free-to-play account. I don't strive to achieve certain milestones in this game, like with incredible speed, for example, achieving achievements with incredible speed. There's lots of free-to-play players that excel at optimizing in that way, and is definitely difficult, so I do commend them. But I do feel that my account as a whole is probably the strongest account currently in the game. Of course, you guys can be the judge for yourself. If you guys feel there's somebody even stronger than this account, I would love to see it. But yeah, definitely let me know. Anyways, it's going to be a slightly different kind of video. I don't want to come off as you know, like kind of pompous or boastful, but I do feel very proud about my account, my progression, and I want to share some tips with you guys, especially as a free-to-play, and maybe there's going to be some things that you guys take away. I know in the past I've made some videos that kind of like go here and there about my whole thought process, but I just want to kind of sum it all up in this one video and show you guys some of the achievements and show you guys some of the things I have done on this account that kind of make me believe that it's probably the most powerful account that's completely free to play in this game currently. So let's just jump into it. Okay, I'll go over everywhere we go, so on my account. So let's jump into the shard section here. So you can clearly see I don't have that many shards. I do use my shards fairly actively when trying to progress my account. In the beginning I saved obviously for 2x events, but nowadays there's so many 2x events and different events happening, it's hard to save strictly for 2x events. I think if you're starting early or mid game, you're definitely going to be going for all 2x events because the increased chance at epics are very important. Saving up shards, you just can't really save up shards when you're in the mid game. When you start hitting Ultra Nightmare, then of course you will be able to make some more. You have more flexibility with when you use your shards. Personally, right now I'm saving up for my Mercy, for 10x events, for good value events like 1+1 if I'm close to Mercy. So for example, Ancient Shard 1+1 events are very good, especially when you know your Mercy. I don't focus too much on 2x events anymore. I obviously do all the fusions whenever possible, and yeah, that's kind of the only time that I really pull shards. I don't pull shards. Like I have really good general discipline for pulling shards. Right now my void shards, I'm only going to save them for certain meta champions that I want to progress my account with. Sacred shards are always good for summoning events and fusions, and then ancient shards are just good for like 1+1 events. But that's kind of my own strategy currently. I have a couple saved up in the bank. I don't have too much. I did use most of my fragments on a crazy CBC I did maybe about 4 months ago. So these are one of my achievements here. So this was done in back in the end of April. So I pulled 1.6 million as a free-to-play player. 1.6 million. I don't know if any free-to-play player has ever done that either. It's definitely something that is kind of insane. This took about 8 fragment legendaries that I had to pull as well, on top of like, I don't know, 200 or 100 epic books. It was just insane amount of grinding for that one CBC, and we ended up losing in the final moments. But I'll leave a link in the comment below if you guys want to see the history on that. It's actually very interesting. We actually you know, got in touch with the other clan, and it was very nice afterwards. Good sportsmanship. You don't see that a lot in this kind of game, so definitely check out the link. I'm going to provide it in the corner here. But yeah, that's kind of why I don't have too many of these. Definitely save these for CBC or Champion Chase if you guys are short. Especially as free to play, you want to maximize your resources when you guys pull these champions, so definitely save them for rainy days. Obviously all the fusions are done, rosin's done obviously. What else? Great Hall fully max, get the sunglasses out, fully max Great Hall. I still actually do Great Hall grinding for these chests. They give you some access to extra charms and rare, yeah, extra charms, and then they give you access to 6-star speed gear. And sometimes there's some teams that you want the divine set on for the shield, for example, for like seer teams or like mischief tanking. They're definitely useful. 6-star gear, legendary, mythic gear it's not, you know, you can never say no to that. So definitely grind up your medals. I still grind it up. Here are my area bonuses for my live arena progress. I haven't been playing live arena too much, so my progress is not that much. I'll show you guys a little bit more into my live arena. So here's my live arena. I'm in gold 1. I've been in gold 1 for a long time already. My best rank was rank 700. So right now I'm ranked 1400. Definitely fallen off quite a bit. Total battles only 722. I missed at least half of the days already. I just can't find the time to play this format anymore. It takes about an hour a day. I usually like to make a video because it's fun, but it's definitely a very big time sink, and I can only play in one time zone, one time slot, so it's not very helpful for me. You know, if you guys have the capacity to do this, definitely do it. Yeah, like I said, build your area bonuses. These are very helpful for like hard dungeons, for example. Definitely helpful for like Fire Knight. And of course, like Hydra or Clan Boss, if you guys are short there as well, definitely helpful. But yeah, it's a big time sink, and sometimes not too enjoyable. But if you guys are slugging through like the lower ranks, you guys can kind of forfeit three fights in a row, especially if you are short on time. Forfeit 3 fights in a row, and then you guys will get an automatically easy fight on the 4th fight. So that's kind of one way to like grind extra medals if you guys don't care about ranks and stuff like that. Tag team arena, I'm in gold 4. I'm pretty comfortable in gold 4 right now. Unlocks all the goodies for me, so I always pick them up. I usually don't pick up the tome because I don't generate enough on a monthly basis to get everything, so I do have to be a little bit careful in what I buy, especially some of the bigger items like the sacred shard or the tome. In this case, I could probably pick up the tome and then still be good for the upcoming void shard that's coming up. So that's kind of like my juggling for that. But you definitely want to capitalize on, you know, getting tag team shop and stuff like that. Also, tag team is actually really fun if you have a strong roster, and it gives you a chance to kind of try to utilize it in different ways. So it's actually more fun once your roster is more developed, but in the beginning it's obviously a terrible slog. You know, I've been there right, grinding it out. I'm using, you know, epics, trying to grind it out. Am I losing here? I am losing. My full defense is up. Okay. Yeah, so I do enjoy this. Tag team gives you excellent points per gem usage for CVC as well, so it's just a great place to progress. The big time sink as well. Even just sometimes doing the 5 fights, if you want to win them, it does take, you know, 5 minutes each, so that's easy half an hour gone. One of the more time you know, time sinks in the game is doing the tag team and live arena, of course. So that leaves classic arena. Classic arena is kind of a joke. Like gold 5 is a joke. You know, I just put in whatever I put a one-man defense most of the week, and then I grind on Fridays. I do push for platinum very regularly. I counted 23 finishes this year, 23 platinum finishes this year. I don't go every weekend to try platinum because platinum actually resets at 1 a.m. for me. I usually I usually wake up around 5 a.m. so 1 a.m. is actually very difficult for me to reach, but you know, I tried my best to try to do it. But yeah, I counted 23 finishes this year, and yeah, I would say I'm a pretty regular platinum player. I don't let's see, so yeah, I think I have my defense up now. So I use like this random speed team defense. It's up now. And yeah, let's see here. My best arena finish. My best arena finish was actually here. 106th place. I believe this was May, sometime in May. Yeah. I mean, rank 106, like I said, totally free to play. And yeah, platinum is one of those things where I enjoy. It's actually fun. And then, you know, adding void shards, extra void shard, extra legendary book per week is actually, you know, pretty good. I don't go crazy on it. I have a couple, like I usually post my my resets on this channel, so if you guys are interested, definitely check those out. Not for everybody, because yeah, it's like platinum arena is just kind of not for everybody. But yeah, definitely check those out if you guys are interested. So in terms of like daily activity, I basically always complete, you know, all the daily activities. I very consistently do them. I don't miss them. At this point, it's kind of just like habit. I also, there's another thing that I actually attribute, that I feel like attributes quite heavily to my success, is that I never leave my energy capped for long. So on a daily basis, I don't lose much energy, which means you have to visit the game every 6 hours or so, 6.5 hours, to avoid being capped. So I've been pretty consistent with keeping that up for a long period of time. How does that translate? On a daily basis, you get about 480 energy for free regeneration. So if your energy is capped, you're missing out on 480 energy. It doesn't sound like much, or it doesn't seem to do much, but over time that stacks up. And as a free-to-play player, if time is the biggest thing you have, because without time you cannot catch up to anybody that spends any significant amount. But with time, you can definitely build up an account that is that's way stronger than not spending this free energy. So if you're actively doing your dailies, actively spending your energy, you're going to be adding to your account, whether you know you spend that 480 energy doing masteries, doing Sand Devil, doing dungeons, whatever. It's going to be silver, experience, extra gear, whatever. So I think that attributes a lot to my success, is that I never leave my energy capped. So over like a course of a year or two, with that time, I'm able to, you know, build up things in my account that makes it stronger. Okay, so anyways, that's kind of like my daily grind. I always do most of the dailies. The worst quest is this one. This one takes basically 1,000 energy at the end of the month for me to finish, because I never do campaign anymore. Most of my grinding is I farm food in dungeons nowadays. So here's my dungeon progress. Obviously I do 15. I do Iron Twins every day. I do twice on Void Day. It's just the end game grind. If you're new or mid game, don't even bother with this stuff. Like don't even spend like a moment thinking about this. There's only several comps, like there's only several teams that can actually do this very efficiently. If you don't have certain champions, you can't do this efficiently. So won't even rack my head around those. Obviously all the keeps are at 20. Minotaur, I can solo farm, and then I farm any amount of masteries. So this is a big thing too. I always do Minotaur. I never purchase with gems masteries. Even as a content creator, I still do masteries on all my guys. I think this is 100% must for free to play, because for one champion to have max masteries, you get about 1,000,000 silver. You also get about 50 levels. So those 50 levels can save you, you know, like 100 brews, save you a bunch of energy leveling them up. But if you just run your Minotaur, yeah, you're just generating resources. You also save gems, because it costs 800 to buy full masteries, but if you do level 15, it takes you about 650 gems to fully master one champion, while gaining silver and experience, which saves you brews or energy. So Minotaur 100% must for free to plays. That would be my suggestion anyways. Of course, if you don't have time, then nothing you can do. You gotta pay, you know, pay to play there. All dungeons I have set on hard. Ice Golem, for example, I don't really farm the max level, because I use a dual farm. So I basically farm food at the same time at a high level. So I do stage 9 with 2 champions and farm 3 food, for example. For my spider, I do 10 farm 1 food. It takes about 30 seconds. I have a 12-second team, which is faster. But yeah, I farm that at the highest level. Dragon, similar idea. I can do, look, my stage 10, 26 seconds. but I prefer to do stage 8 with Theodore and 4 food. So that's just me being efficient. I grind food at the same time as I do dungeons. I give up a little bit in like gear quality, very small bit, to farm 4 food, which is still relevant to me, because it just makes it easier for like fusion events and all that stuff if I have chickens ready to go. So that's my dungeon progress. I use Theodore as my solo farmer. For Fire Knight, it's a little bit trickier because Fire Knight's actually the most difficult dungeon, or one of the most difficult dungeons. You can see here I got a sub 2-minute team on stage 10. It's not 100%, so I don't really want to do stage 10 all the time. So this is my stage 10 team. Like, it definitely works. It's, you know, very high win rate, good speed. It's about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes or so. But instead I choose to do stage 6 more often than not. So stage 6, I do it 100%, it never fails. Do it similar time. So I rather prefer to do stage 6 instead of stage 10 for the chance of failing on stage 10. So I just do stage 6 instead. And yeah. So that's Fire Knight. Sand Devil, I have a 14-second 25 team, very strong team, obviously very strong champions. I got double nut here, which allows me to do the 14-second team. It's about 16 seconds on average. I did have a video on it with the double nut. I used Ninja and Neri for a long time, but after getting the two nuts, I'm able to do 25 at that level. Shogun, I haven't been able to put together a 25 team that's ready to go. I need some higher blessings on like cold hearts and stuff like that. But I have a 16-second team on 24, again using double nut with Kaimar and Riho again. I don't necessarily need to do 25 yet, but it would definitely help for like CVC and stuff. So I'm leveling up some champions to do 25. It shouldn't be a problem. It's just me getting some time to get around to it. But honestly, this dungeon, I feel like I'm already kind of grinded out. Like, I've farmed enough of these to basically max out whatever I wanted to max out already. So kind of done with that for now. But I'm still actively like building some champions to be able to deal with that dungeon effectively. I guess I'll show you guys my clan. I'm in a T6 clan. We're ranked about 220th. Yeah, it's a great clan, part of the big cluster and all that stuff. Clan shop, I think we're maxed out on clan shop. Definitely save the energy for like dungeons. As free to play, save the energy for dungeons and events, fusion events, or CVC. If you're brand new to this game, get this right away. This is the get these accessories, because you might not be able to farm spider properly. So getting these accessories, getting a chance at something that might help you is actually really good. Accuracy charms worth buying. I need to buy some of this stuff. So yeah. Let's see, that's CVC. Yeah, try to stay on top of your quests. Lately we've been getting a lot of clan gold from different areas, so you don't necessarily need to focus too much on these quests, but I still try to do them every week. So here's the big thing. I guess you guys probably, if you guys are still here, I spent 18 minutes talking about some random free-to-play progress stuff, but this is kind of why I think my account is the strongest free-to-play account probably in the game right now. It's based on my champion roster, as well as obviously gear and my progress and achievements. So I'll just go over some of these champions here. So Rotos, 6-star Rotos, I built him up from 1-star to 6-star through the blessing system. Takes forever. 5-star Turbo, I'll just go over these real quick. I'm not going to go over each one. Artak from the event, got the 5-star. Ultimate Death Knight from the 5-star, and then the rest are all like, I haven't, the only lucky one I think is Turbo. I pulled the 5-star Turbo, and the rest are built up. So you can see some of the stats here. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you can see some of the stats. The gear on these stats are very good. They're very good. They're, you know, obviously platinum capable champions, platinum capable roster. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I mean, do you guys think it's the strongest? I got a good case, I think. My arbor is 400 speed. So if you guys can find a free-to-play player with a 400 speed arbiter, that's also another thing that I don't see very often ever. So 400 speed arbiter, you know, my ethos is I use my ethos for a long time as my AoE damage dealer. Yeah, just go over some of these champions. Not all of them will be like geared for PvP, so I'll just go over some of the main ones. Yeah, if you guys want to see any of them, just pause the video. And yeah, so I'll just go over some of the roster here. I'll just give you guys a quick look. So in terms of like spending books and all that stuff, like I basically only spend on champions that I would frequently use. So not all my champions are fully booked, but most of them are actually fully booked because like I said, I do CVC pretty heavily. So sometimes I do spend books on champions that I won't necessarily use all the time. So I do have a lot of obviously I have a lot of meta champions, meta legendaries like Sifi, Rhodos, Warlord, Necret, Duchess, and recently my Terrace. So I have a lot of the meta champions, way more than many free-to-play players, way more than spenders even. But you can tell that I am a free-to-play player because I have none of these empowered. I don't have full faction guardians. I recently just got my full faction guardians for high elves, which gives me the plus 10 speed on my arbiter, which gives me a 400 speed arbiter. But I don't actually have, like you can see here, I don't have any dupes. I have a full here. I have, you know, I'll show you some of my faction guardians. And this is kind of how free to play goes, right? You're not going to fill these up. You're not going to have empowerments very often. I definitely don't recommend you empower until you at least fill up the faction guardians. Undead's getting kind of close, which is pretty good. Some of these are obviously getting pretty close. I've had good pull rates on this account. I've had good quality pulls. Obviously, getting lucky pulls is a big thing. But you're not going to have like the strength of account based like from gear progression if you don't actually invest time into it. And like I said, from a free to play standpoint, time is the biggest thing you have going for you. So you definitely need to invest the time trying to do certain things in this game. Faction Guardian is all done. I got Ramantu already, so Doom Tower is all done. Dead content to me now. I 1-key Nightmare. I don't have like a 200 million team or Cadaver team or anything like that, but I do 1-key Nightmare, Brutal Hard. There's no problem. I can top chest Hydra Clash, sorry, no problem. I 1-key Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare Demon Lord, no problem. So I do 8 chests a day. This is probably the most important content in the game for a free to play player. So you want to get as high as you can, as quickly as you can. And then, yeah, reap the rewards. Let's see what we get here. Junk. That's pretty good. There you go. From an Ultra Nightmare chest. So that's one of the biggest things for a free to play. You definitely want to get the clan boss going so you get some steady flow of rewards. Funny enough, I haven't actually finished the challenges. For some reason, I never put much stock into putting to finish these challenges, but I mean, like, you know, there's a sacred shard here I can easily get, so I definitely should probably finish these, at least get the sacred shard here. So that's something that it's kind of a quirk that I have on this account. I reached 1 billion silver at the beginning of the year. I used quite a bit during one of the CVCs. I think I used like 300 million to upgrade gear on one of the CVCs. So I'm slowly recovering, but I did hit 1 billion silver. How do I acquire silver? Basically, I grind a lot. You know, as much as you can from a free to play. I use my energy a lot. My gear is actually maxed out, like 1300 here, and it's gonna be 1300 here. It's actually pretty nasty. I keep a lot of garbage gear, well, garbage for my account, but since I don't really need silver, I don't mind keeping pieces that are less often used. So maybe I want to try like a different build, or some pieces just kind of fit into builds better. And yeah, I don't mind keeping extra pieces around. It's just a little bit of a nuisance. Yeah, so I got Arbiter. I got Arbiter on this account, I believe day 180, so about 6 months in. I got Lydia around 300 days. Like none of these are like extremely fast, right? Like I didn't really like put much emphasis on trying to do things quickly. They just kind of happen naturally. Ramantu is about day 640 ish. Again, you know, Ramantu gates you in certain ways. Like it took me a while to finish all the secret rooms, took me a while to get all the fragments of that last legendary. So yeah. And I guess if you guys made it this far into the video, you guys are probably wondering if I'm just, you know, full of it. So I'm going to pull up this document here. So this is me contacting Plarium support myself, and I'm basically saying to them, hi, I want to verify my account that has spent no money. So they were initially confused. You can read here, hello, thank you for writing. In order for us to confirm your payments, you first need to make sure your account holder by answering questions, blah, 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 blah. So I answered a question, say my account was registered. It's basically registered in December 2020. So I mostly play on PC, mobile, never purchased anything on my account. I'm just looking for confirmation. So after I gave them some of that info, you can see the support ticket tag is the same. The timestamp is there, April 28th. They say, thank you for your information provided. Your account was successfully verified. In regards to your question about purchase history, kindly be informed that the account attached to this email has 0 spending since this account was created. So that's me contacting support, getting written confirmation from them. As far as that, in-game, I don't want to show you guys like my in-game purchase history, but I can do that if that helps. And here's just more verification on my account. So my account, initially I named it Norway, but I changed the name to Boozilla to match my my main account, which was Boozor. So I called this account Boozilla. I'll leave you guys an email address. I don't want to give you guys my full email address, of course. And then I don't want to give you guys my full email address, but you guys can tell it's verified here. And yeah, you can see my purchase history, 0 purchase history here. And I hope this gives you guys enough confidence that I'm obviously not making stuff up. I do get obviously some content creator perks now that I'm a content creator, but that's obviously just recently happened. I do get some creator perks for managing the Reddit subreddit. Again, that happened fairly recently as well, so you guys can you know, be your own judge of how much that actually progressed my account, for example. Trust me, the rewards are kind of minimal in the grand scheme of things, but sure. Overall, still $0 free to play, and yeah, I believe it's probably the strongest account, free to play account on in the game right now. So I know it's a bit of a tough topic to talk about, but I feel very proud about my progression. I'll show some of my champions that I'm most proud of. I love my Warlord, my Harima is obviously, I love her as well. My Sifi, my Rotos, these are some of my best geared champions. Put a lot of time into this account, obviously. My Arbiter is 403 speed now. She can probably go up to like 406, I think, but I saved some of my glyphs. My Necrit, I do have a bolster set. Yes, you can get bolster set free to play, guys. I did not pay for a forge pass. That's my ethos again. And yeah, some of these champions, yeah, Kaimar and Sun Wukong actually kind of nice too. And then of course my Mr. Taras here, my baby Taras, just got him a couple weeks ago, but he definitely puts that cherry on top of this account for sure. Anyways, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. It's a bit of a, yeah, like I said, it's a topic that might be controversial, but you know, I want to put it out there before everyone starts getting mythical champions and saying their account's so strong and whatnot. But I don't think even a free-to-play that pulls a mythical is going to have an account that really can make the most use out of a random mythical. Anyways, and I don't feel mythicals are that strong anyways. So. But yeah, anyways, thanks a lot for watching. It's a bit of a long video. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next one.